Ever wondered what it would take to get a cup to fly in the air? Yeah, me too. Welcome to Impossible Science. Hey everyone, it's Jason Latimer, the world champion of magic, coming to you with another Impossible Science. Now, today's topic is levitation. And while you may have seen magicians levitate cups before, much like the opening of this episode, that's an illusion. But today, I'm going to show you that with a few modifications, we can take two cups and use its shape to make them fly like a paper airplane. Seriously. So grab a couple cups, some tape, and about 3 or 4 rubber bands, and I'll meet you at a table surface. Okay, for this levitation, we're going to use air pressure. Now, you've heard me use air pressure before when we used it to break boards and we've used it to make objects hover in the air. But today, I'm going to show you how to manipulate it to create what's called the Magnus effect. No, not magnets, Magnus effect. But before we get into it, let me show you a little experiment. This is a magic soda can. No, just kidding, it's just a regular can, okay? It's empty. But right now, when I set it on the table, gravity's holding it down, but we have equal air pressure on this side, and even inside, because it's open. It's equal on all sides, which is why it's sitting still. But I'm gonna blow air on one side of this can. And what that's gonna do is faster moving air will create low air pressure. Now, what that means is there'll be low air pressure on one side and high air pressure on the other side. So guess what happens? The can will be pushed into that low air pressure pocket. So if I blow on it on this side, you're gonna see the can move that way. Did you see that? I'll show you again in slow motion. It's actually moving towards the low air pressure pocket. Let me magnify the effect with a second can. If I blow down the center of these two cans, the low air pressure pocket on this side and the high air pressure over here will push this can this way. Just as much as there'll be low air pressure pocket here and there'll be higher pressure pocket here. So if I blow air here, this one will move this way. So instead of being pushed apart, they're gonna connect. Perfect. They connect, not magic, science. Now, imagine if there was faster moving air on this side and slower moving air on this side. Well, that means there'll be low air pressure here and higher pressure here. Now imagine it being turned sideways. If I can get faster moving air on top and higher pressure on the bottom, we can create lift. So how are we gonna do that? We're gonna take advantage of the shape. See, we're gonna get this spinning in the air like this. Now what that's gonna do is if this object is moving through the air and it's spinning this way, well, this rotation is helping the air over the top. It's assisting it move faster, just as much as it's slowing the air on the bottom. You'd have low air pressure on top, you'd have higher pressure on the bottom. That creates lift, and that gives us the Magnus effect. So let's turn that into an airplane. Seriously. All you need for this one are 2 cups. Oh, okay, and just kidding. You need 2 cups, we're gonna need 4 rubber bands, and we're gonna need some tape. Now it's very easy to make. You just place the cups base together, and we're gonna place some tape all the way around it. This is what I'm doing. I'm just placing the tape right down the center. And we don't want it to be loose. We want it to be pretty secure because it's going to be spinning. We don't want it to fall apart. Now we're going to take these rubber bands and we're going to interlock them with each other. And we're going to create one long elastic like rope. Now I'm using 4 rubber bands, but you could use 5. Probably need more than 3. 3 would probably be the low end. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take this stretchy rope and we're gonna wrap it around this. Now, the way I'm gonna wrap it is so that you spin it around, just around the base like this, nice and tight, and stretch it out like this. Now, what's gonna happen, when I pull this back and shoot it like a slingshot, what's really happening is it's gonna uncoil through that rubber band, which gets it spinning. But it's also shooting forward because we just shot it like a slingshot. You're gonna have the cups rotating like this, creating low air pressure on the top, high air pressure on the bottom, and we create lift. That's right, these cups are gonna act like a paper airplane. The faster you get it spinning, the more lift you'll create. Like that. You should probably do this outside. I'll take this outside. All right, let's give it a shot. Pretty cool, right? I hope you enjoyed this episode of Impossible Science. If you did, let me know by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel. And until next time, stay curious, because the right question changes everything. That's right. Hey everyone, it's Jason Latimer from Impossible Science. I just wanted to check in with City of STEM to let you guys see a cool experiment you guys can do at home. All you're going to need is a straw, and I'm going to use a salt shaker, but you don't need an actual salt shaker. But I'm going to show you how to have the power of telekinesis. That's the ability to move things with your mind. No, that one's my hand. Just joking with that. Here, we're going to take a straw, and I'm going to place the straw on top of this salt shaker. All right, so I'm going to place it right here. Now, using only my telepathic powers, which I don't have any telepathic powers, I'm going to see if I can control this with my mind. Is it magic? Well, I actually don't have any superpowers, but I do know a little bit about science. Would you like to know how to do it? I'm going to guess that was a yes. So what you're going to need is a straw. It does help if it's a plastic straw. And it does help to have a paper wrapper on it, but you can also use a napkin. See, if we rub a plastic straw against a napkin, we're going to be stealing electrons from the paper napkin, and we're going to build up a charge. So the secret isn't really magic. It just looks like magic. And once this is charged up, this has extra electrons on it, so it has a negative charge. When it comes near your skin, the negative to negative electrons on your hands get pushed away. So then there's a little region of a positive charge right there. Positive and negative attract. So if I put them together, it's attracted to my body. So the secret is that it's actually attracted to your hand. Now, you can actually get to go back and forth if we can get that charge book. Here, let me do this. I'll get a brand new charged one. You take a piece of paper and you drag it across the plastic as you pull it off, and now you've charged this straw. So I can get it to go one way, or I can get it to go the other. Now my hands aren't actually pushing on it. They're just on opposite sides as I spin it around. So I can actually build up the speed. Pretty cool, right? Now, that's just a trick. But if you didn't understand it, it would look like magic, which is pretty much the foundation of all science. If you think about it, if you don't ask any questions, everything's going to look like magic. The secrets, the real thing is, if you don't understand it, it looks like magic. So you have to ask questions. That's how we find new cures and new technologies. We see beyond our answers by challenging what we know. And if you really want to be inspired by what is possible, feel free to go check out Impossible Science on YouTube. My Impossible Science channel has impossible topics like levitation, invisibility, mind control, animation, telekinesis, and we go through the science of how you can do the impossible at home. And there's no sleight of hand, and it's just with stuff you can find around the house. Now, I do have a special guest from Los Angeles County Office of Education. His name's Anthony Kwan, and he's the STEM coordinator over there. So let's see if we can bring him up in just a second. And Anthony, are you there?
Hey, Jason, how are you?
How are you doing today for our City of STEM Festival?
I'm so excited to be here with you.
So tell me what you guys are doing with STEM over there.
So I've got a program called Engaging Girls in STEM that used to be a one-day program. It's now going on through the month of May. And so we just had Dr. Mujige Cooper from JPL NASA. Coming up on Tuesday, I've got 4 female engineers who are willing to talk to middle and high school girls, and I've got a whole slew of other programs coming through the month of May.
That's awesome. Is there a focus with the engineering with JPL? What are you guys going to cover with that? Do you know, or do you?
Yeah, so basically this month is all about collaboration. Next month it's going to be about innovation and creativity, with May ending with exploration.
I think it's super, super important for people to remember that, like, innovation really just comes from asking questions beyond what we know. So I always say to kids that if you were to, let's say, take something apart, you may not know how it works, but you know the tools that you're going to need to take it apart. You may have never taken that apart before. And the reason why I bring that up is we don't know what the jobs of our
we don't know what the jobs are going to be for tomorrow, but we know what the tools are going to be. And those tools are going to land in science, technology, engineering, mathematics. So if you want to build something new, like innovative and be innovative, you have to know the tools that we have today.
Exactly. And you know that with all these jobs that are coming up, if it doesn't exist, that's because you guys haven't thought about it yet.
I know, right? Rewind like 5-10 years ago. I don't think there's a ton of jobs today that never existed just even a decade ago. Who would have thought, social media coordinator or something like that? I was like, wow, I didn't even know that. Of course, I'm kind of aging myself by just pointing out I didn't know there would be a social media I have a great idea to do a mathematical magic trick through the screen. Did you get the email about grabbing 9 cards?
I did. I've got it here.
Perfect. So anybody at home, if you have 9 playing cards or any playing cards, just grab 9. Doesn't matter which 9 you have. I have 9 playing cards here. These are actually regular size playing cards. I'm just a very small person. No, just kidding. These are actually just giant playing cards so you guys can follow along. Take 9 cards out, mix them up as much as you'd like. Okay, Anthony? All right. Now, the secret to this is it will look like magic if you don't understand it, but there is no sleight of hand. And I'm going to walk you through the steps, and hopefully this magic trick will work right through the screen. Now, your cards are different than mine. There's no way we could have randomly picked, well, maybe it could, but it would have been very unlikely. What you're going to do is you're going to fan out the cards, and then out of these 9 cards, look at the third one from the top. So mine is the Ace of Spades. So if I were to put them face down, the third card from the top would be the Ace of Spades. But it doesn't have to be. Pick any card you want and make sure that's going to be your card, but make sure it's the third one from the top. You got that one? Okay, so before we go forward, I'm going to teach you a couple moves. These are the moves. We're going to spell out some cards, and when we spell out cards, I need you to place one card from the top to the table. In my case, if I were to spell out ace, it would be A, C, E. And then what you do with the remaining of the cards is you put it on top, okay? So that's the move. All you have to do is spell from top to the table and put the remaining cards on the table. Now, I don't have to see it. Oh, okay, perfect. That works great. So remember what your card is. Mine's going to be the Ace of Spades, but you remember your card on your side. Third from the top. You got it? Now, I want you to spell your card on the table. So first spell the value of your card. So if it was an ace, spell ACE. If it was 2, TWE, TWO. Nice, Jason, math major. All right, so spell the number of your card, okay? C. Take the rest of the cards, drop it on top. All right, pick them all up together. Now, spell the word of. So we're going to go O-F, place the rest of the cards on top. Now, I want you to spell the suit of the card you selected. So mine was spades. If it was club, you'd be spelling C-L-U-B-S for clubs, spades, hearts, diamonds. Go ahead and spell the suit of your card. S-P-A-D-E-S. Place the rest of the cards on top. Now, you could have had any card on your side of the screen. You could have picked any card out of your pile and placed it in third. But now I want you to pick up all the cards and spell the word magic and flip over the letter C. So M-A-G-I-C. Was that your card?
Yes.
You could have had a king when I had an ace. You could have had a 3 when I had a 2. The values were different. You could have had diamonds and I had clubs. It doesn't matter. The math would always be the same. That's the amazing part about math, is the math will always be the same. So if you don't understand it, you just saw magic. If you do understand it, you just saw math. So everything we don't understand is magic.